Ninja Turtles, Thundercats, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Voltron. This video is a collection of my favorite 80s cartoons that I have drawn on this channel. I don't know why I've drawn them. I was born in the 90s. The 80s are the reason I am drawing today. I was always inspired by these cartoons, and it's always a pleasure when I get to go and revisit some of my favorite 80s cartoons of all time. Let's start with this piece. This is one of my most favorite pieces I've ever done on this channel, well, of all time. This is me drawing Voltron. I'm so excited they're making a Voltron movie with Henry Cavill, Rita Ora. It's going to be interesting how they are going to redesign Voltron. Will it look like the classic Voltron that we know and love? Well, this is my version of Voltron, and this was a lot of fun. I remember I drew this piece, I believe back in 2016, and this was for Inktober. This was the last piece I did for Inktober. The prompt was friend, and Voltron is everyone's friend. My Voltron piece. It's really big, as you see here. The size of this piece is 17 by 28 inches, and also you might notice that it's actually cut off here. I actually put a little strip here, a small strip to kind of finish it off, which actually kind of fell off over time, but this piece is here. By the way, if you're interested in any of my original pieces, check out James Ray's Media. Inktober. This is another piece I did for Inktober, and this is me drawing Raphael. all well and good, but that was the movie version. What about the original 80s cartoon that we know and love? Well, I believe in 2022, I wanted to do my take on it, and this is me drawing Ninja Turtles, the 1980s version. And here it is, double page spread and a lot of fun to do. My nephew absolutely loves Ninja Turtles and he loves this piece, so I'd give this to him, but he's so young he might rip it up. Maybe when he's a little bit older. Okay, all right.
Wind, water, heart, go planet! By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
Okay, this is a little bit more obscure property. This is called Captain Planet. And this was a lot of fun. You know, there were these 5 kids and they had all the elements: fire, water, wind, earth, and heart. And that would form together to create Captain Planet. The final Captain Planet piece. Now again, this is an old piece. I did this way back in 2016, and looking at it now, like the head's kind of off a little bit. I think it's just too much over the side. Like today, I'd probably go boop, just pick it up, boop, just a little bit of like that. But that's the original. JamesRaceMedia.com. There you go. Now there's an 80s property. It's called Micronauts. Now Micronauts, I believe, I don't know if it actually had an actual cartoon. If you remember, let me know in the comments down below. But it definitely did have a comic book, as well as Rom the Space Knight. If you guys remember Rom the Space Knight, that it had a run in the 80s. So they're known as 80s properties as well. And thanks to my friends at IDW, when they had the license, I got the opportunity to draw this Rom and Micronauts cover. So this is an actual published cover for IDW. here it is, the final Micronauts piece. Again, very, very large. I drew this very, very large. Usually we draw 11 by 17, and maybe I could show you the size comparison. 11 by 17. So this is 11 by 17. This is the back, but this is 11 by 17. This is what we're usually drawn, and I drew this cover quite a bit bigger. Okay, not looking about, could I have gotten away with drawing this size? Probably, but that's okay. So here is the actual cover. It actually gets shrunk down, so you can actually see the difference. The cover's this, I drew it like this, and then it gets shrunk down to this size, okay? By the way, I am selling a lot of my comics at my store. So if you want to pick up some of my published stuff, I have a few, not a lot, but a few. You can check out my website, jamesraysmedia.com. And then next we have, maybe not as popular, but one of my favorites. This is Silverhawks. I actually know that Dynamite Entertainment is putting out a Silverhawks series. I would love to do some work for them, but they don't answer my calls. So Dynamite Entertainment, call me. Love to do some work for you. You guys know I draw so many Transformers, so you won't see too many Transformers in this particular video here, but one property that I never really touched too much is G.I. Joe, okay? So what I will show you though is this little crossover that I did. So this is the closest you're going to get to G.I. Joe, where I took Transformers, the movie, and G.I. Joe, the movie, mashed them and put them together in one piece. So I have a hero's version and a villain's version, and you're going to see both. So before we get to the villains version, here is the heroes version right here. Again, two comic book boards taped together, and you actually could see the smaller detail. Yeah, I actually put a lot of little lines here. I can see that I used a 005 micron on this, so it was a lot of fun to do. Okay, so now let's get to the villains version. Is the Decepticons and Cobra. Okay, so this is the closest you're getting to me drawing these particular characters here. I'll probably do some classic 80s G.I. Joe one of these days, but this was a lot of fun. Now, originally those two pieces were supposed to connect. Then I realized they would actually have to be looking directly at each other, so I opted just to keep them as separate pieces. So I believe they should have connected like this. But we definitely didn't color it that way. Also, I had a character here. I just got tired. I didn't add an extra character. So that's where we're at. Now let's head back to Inktober. And Inktober was a good opportunity for me to try to draw characters that I don't usually draw. And this one is my first attempt at He-Man. I did another He-Man piece. Again, this was when I was in my Marvel style phase, and this is me drawing He-Man in a Marvel style. my He-Man in a Marvel style, 11 by 17. A lot of fun to do. JamesRaceMedia.com. And another property from the 80s. Let's go back to mechs because it's what I do best. Back to mechs. Why don't we go ahead and draw Robotech? Here is the final Robotech piece, a little bit bigger. This is 17 by 14. This is definitely one of my favorite properties of all time. This is Thundercats. Okay, the first Thundercats drawing you're going to see me do is to be drawing Lino, Panthro, and Chitara. I drew this live on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken, but this was when I was going live back in 2016. And here it is. This is the final, okay? And I just did this live on stream. Didn't finish the legs. But again, a little bit bigger. This is 17 by 14. So I got the opportunity to draw it again. I did another video, and this is when the cartoon Thundercats Roar came out. And if you've seen Thundercats Roar, definitely not the Thundercats that I remembered in the 80s. You know, definitely the art style is completely different. Great for the time, but definitely not my cup of tea. So I went ahead and tried to draw it in my style. Thundercats piece. It's funny when you say Thundercats in a Marvel style because DC Comics published it, but this is my version of it. Okay, and finally, speaking of 80s properties, well, you guys know I've done a lot of work for IDW Publishing, and when they had the Transformers license at the time, I did a whole bunch of Transformers work for them. You can check that out at a previous video. But this one cover here I'm definitely proud of. They asked me to do covers for the series. It was called Transformers Unicron, but it wasn't just Transformers. It crossed over G.I. Joe, it crossed over Micronauts, Visionaries, Rom the Space Knight, all these 80s properties, and put them together into one cover. So to finish out this video, I'm going to show you that entire piece. This is me drawing the 6-part Transformers Unicron cover over 100 hours of work coming right at you. And this is, oh, this is heavy. This is the original art. This is not good for my hand. Not good for my hand. This is the original art. Let me stand up a little bit. Take those out. This is the original art, and then it's in our art book here. You can see that there. Okay. So it's 6 boards here. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. And you saw it in the video. So those are the 6 pieces right there. They are actually up for sale, but I'm only selling them as a set. I can't bring myself to break it up. I had people who wanted to buy individual pieces of it, and they need to be a set. So if you want to buy all 3, it would cost you a lot. If you want to buy all 3, go ahead and check out my website, jamesraysmedia.com. Show you the covers. Here we go. Issue 1, issue 2. issue 3, issue 4, issue 5, and issue 6. Okay, so those are the 6 issues altogether. What you're watching on your screen is all 6 kind of connected together. I have a few of these. On my website. If you're interested in getting comics from me, go ahead and check my website, jamesraysmedia.com. So that's it. 80s. I wasn't born in the 80s. But if you guys want to see me draw more 80s properties, why don't you let me know in the comments down below what other 80s properties I should do. But thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. Make sure you subscribe. And yeah, keep drawing, guys. I'll see you all next time.